remember these?
Beanie Babies.
Oh, I'm looking for Beanie Babies.
What's so attractive about them?
I don't know.
In 1999, a Las Vegas courtroom hosted a high-stakes asset liquidation. The divorcing couple was not splitting up prime real estate. They were not fighting over stock portfolios or 401k accounts. Francis and Harold Mountain had been locked in a bitter dispute for 4 months. The subject of their multi-million-dollar war was a collection of Beanie Babies. The tension in the room was incredibly toxic. The perceived value of these toys was simply too high.
They want Beanie Babies. A Beanie Baby.
Judge Gerald Hardcastle finally lost his patience. He ordered the entire collection dumped directly onto the courtroom floor. Under the strict eyes of the law, 2 grown adults crawled on the carpet. They picked through Princess Diana bears and Patty the Platypus toys. They divided them up one by one. At the time, the photograph of this moment became a global punchline. It looked like a surreal snapshot of a collective midlife crisis. But that picture hides a much darker reality. Many people still think these toys were just a harmless joke. What started as cute and cuddly ended in lost life savings, armed robberies, hospital theft, and cold-blooded murder. A purple bear did not just define a decade of culture. It completely broke our collective sense of financial reality. Today we go beyond the toy box to examine the blueprint for modern obsession and uncover the body count it left behind. Before 1993, the toy industry used a predictable playbook. Companies built a character and bought millions in television airtime. They flooded every retail shelf from Sears to Walmart. Success meant total market saturation. Every child in America needed the exact same plastic action figure. But Ty Warner, the creator of Beanie Babies, rejected this brute force model completely. He lacked the capital to advertise on a massive national scale. There was no Saturday morning cartoon driving kids to the store. He relied on a fundamental understanding of product psychology instead. The mechanical genius of his product was hidden inside the fabric. Most toys at the time were stiff blocks of dense polyester. Ty deliberately understuffed his creations with small PVC plastic pellets. This specific lack of material made the toys floppy and posable. A stuffed animal could finally rest naturally in a child's hand. This calculated physical flexibility made the toy feel uniquely alive. The true masterstroke was a simple piece of red cardboard. The iconic heart tag was a brilliant psychological mechanism. To a child, it functioned as an official birth certificate. The tag provided a specific name and a documented birthday. A short poem promised a unique personality and soul. Adults watching from the sidelines saw something else entirely. That tag quickly evolved into a strict seal of financial value. The little red heart became a high-stakes certificate of authenticity, and Ty Warner knew exactly how to weaponize that authenticity. By 1995, Ty Warner fundamentally altered the physics of retail. He introduced a brilliant mechanism simply called the retirement. Without any prior warning, a global bestseller like the Princess Diana bear would cease production. Most corporations milk a popular product until consumer demand dies. Warner chose to actively starve his own market instead. This was the calculated birth of artificial scarcity. It formed the exact DNA of the modern product drop. The psychological message to the consumer was completely binary. Buy the toy the exact second you see it on the shelf, or accept that it is gone forever. The hunt was officially on, but the hunters desperately needed a map to navigate the chaos. Corporate America was still deeply skeptical of the World Wide Web. Ty Incorporated recognized its potential as a psychological weapon. They launched a dedicated website in the late 90s. Intuitively, they did not use it to sell any products. The website functioned strictly as a digital graveyard. It was built specifically to list the departed. This masterstroke forced millions of non-technical people online. Suburban parents suddenly had to navigate primitive search engines. They wrestled with clunky web browsers over slow dial-up connections, desperately tracking down a $5 beanbag. But this forced digital migration unlocked a dangerous new frontier. These parents thought they were just hunting for a children's toy. Instead, they were about to become day traders in an unregulated digital casino. Before this era, Finding a rare collectible required scouring local newspaper classifieds. Then a new auction website called eBay changed the global infrastructure. It transformed average suburban living rooms into real-time stock exchanges. For the very first time, a mother in Ohio could check global commodity prices. She could verify the exact market value of a plush toy lobster in seconds. This served as a massive early test for digital consumer trust. We quickly learned how to wire hundreds of dollars to complete strangers. We based these blind financial transactions on a single pixelated photograph. But this new digital training completely rewired our brains. The internet did not just facilitate the rapid purchase of toys, it fundamentally altered how we perceived physical objects. Collectors stopped looking at the plush fabric entirely. They started analyzing the cardboard labels with surgical precision. The core question shifted from, "Is this bear cute?" to "Is the tag mint?" The moment we classified a Beanie Baby as a financial asset, reality warped. Parents stopped seeing a simple childhood comfort object and started seeing a guaranteed college tuition fund. This collective delusion elevated the stakes from a hobby to financial survival. When a nation agrees that a purple bear is worth more than someone's bank account, panic sets in. That raw desperation quickly bled out of the computer screens. The digital fever was about to manifest into real-world violence. Because when a stuffed animal costs as much as a car, people stop playing nice. One family, the Robinsons, treated collecting Beanie Babies as a serious financial strategy. They believed artificial scarcity guaranteed perpetual wealth. They treated local gift shops like Wall Street brokerage firms. The family funneled over $100,000 into their plush portfolio. They drained their life savings and their children's college funds. They leveraged high-interest credit cards to buy more inventory. Their home became a climate-controlled storage facility. Thousands of bears sat sealed in airtight plastic protectors. When the market collapsed in 1999, their $100,000 investment vanished. Their promised generational wealth simply evaporated. Criminals also recognized the high liquidity of these toys. A rare Beanie Baby was an untraceable, high-value currency. A masked man robbed a Los Angeles gift shop at gunpoint. The clerk attempted to hand over the cash register. The gunman refused the cash. He demanded the retired Beanie Babies from the display case instead. He escaped with 36 plush toys. At peak market value, those understuffed toys were worth $10,000. The hysteria even compromised medical professionals. A 12-year-old girl was recovering from open-heart surgery. Her family gave her a rare Beanie Baby for comfort. A registered nurse recognized its street value. She waited for the child to fall asleep. She stole the toy directly from the bedside. She risked her entire medical license for a $5 toy. She was eventually caught and criminally prosecuted. The mania reached a fatal breaking point at a West Virginia lumberyard. Two co-workers engaged in a bitter feud over a plush donkey named Lefty. A rumor claimed this specific yellow variant was a rare misprint. The retail price of the toy was exactly $5. But the speculative market convinced them it was a fortune. The tension escalated into violence during a shift. One coworker shot and killed the other over the toy. A human life ended over a red cardboard tag. Ty Warner's blueprint for scarcity had claimed its ultimate casualty, but the market itself was already starting to fracture. The greatest toy bubble in history was about to burst. By late 1999, the great plush bubble did not just leak, it burst with violent economic force. Ty Warner eventually broke his own golden rule of retail. He quietly produced newer bears in massive, unprecedented quantities. The retail shelves were suddenly saturated with product. The core driver, artificial scarcity, of the entire phenomenon evaporated. To save the sinking market, Warner attempted one final manipulation. Ty Incorporated announced the retirement of the entire Beanie Baby brand. The secondary market spiked in a brief, frantic panic, but Warner immediately held a highly publicized consumer vote. He asked the public if production should actually continue. He inevitably announced the bears would return by popular demand. This specific PR stunt completely shattered the illusion that Beanie Babies were scarce. Investors instantly realized the scarcity was completely fabricated. Pure panic selling infected the entire speculator market. Everyone rushed to liquidate their portfolios at the exact same time. They flooded eBay with massive inventory and zero new buyers. The word "retired" instantly became a synonym for worthless. Thrift stores actively refused to accept donations of mint-condition inventory. The famous Princess Diana bear collapsed from a $2,000 valuation to selling for retail. It was dumped into municipal landfills by the thousands. But this devastating crash was not the end of the story. It was the genesis of the modern retail playbook. When you look at modern drop culture today, you see Ty's ghost. Supreme brick-and-mortar drops and limited edition Nike releases rely on this. Ty Warner taught megacorporations that producing less creates exponential value. He proved that the frantic hunt itself is the actual product. We consider ourselves incredibly market-savvy today. We know exactly how to spot a manufactured financial bubble. But when a graded Pokémon card auctions for millions of dollars, look closer. You are not looking at 20 years of pure nostalgia. You are looking at a generation heavily trained by the 90s gold rush. You can laugh at the absurdity of the Beanie Baby craze. But we are all currently living in their unregulated secondary market. The purple bear ultimately won the long game. It forced an entire culture to accept a grim economic reality. Even our most innocent childhood memories have a literal price tag. Don't forget to subscribe to catch our next video, The Dark Side of Razor Scooters.